Hi, Zoe Birch here, Feldenkrais practitioner for 25 years. I would love to share with you today a little trick you can do to get out of hunchy shoulder syndrome. And you know that pattern, right? When we're short in front, we're pulled against these muscles in back. I'm exaggerating here for the demo, but you know that feeling of rolled shoulders or slouching. And what that means is these muscles in front are short to pull the shoulders forwards, right? That's just the mechanics of that particular pattern. And instead of pulling against the pattern to shove the shoulders back, which is just contraction times two, right? More contraction to fix this contraction. We're going to have an intelligent solution of repositioning the ribs and bringing them forwards so that the shoulder blades can hang in back. And this is a neat trick for your brain because instead of trying to pull against yourself, you're going to give your brain the sense of, oh, we can let go because now we're hanging off the ribs. So I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll start with a little reference. And the reference will be either in sitting or standing. You can sit at the edge of your chair with your thighs a little less on the chair and your sit bones more in contact. If you're standing, just stand on your feet and notice the weight dropping through to the floor. If you're wearing shoes, best to slip them off. So you're barefoot just for this experiment. If you can. If you're in a position where that's not possible, don't worry about it. Do what you can. If you're standing, feel where the weight drops down. Is it more on your heels or the balls of the feet? And if you're sitting, just notice if the weight's in front of the sit bones, on the sit bones, or a little behind the sit bones. Don't try to fix it. You're just doing a little baseline observation here. Once you have a sense of that, bring your arms overhead and interlace the fingers to hover above the top of your head. Like there's a little cushion of air here between the top of your head and the palms. You're not going to unbend the elbows. That's not what this movement is. There's no lengthening of the arms. You want to keep the elbows bent. We do that so we can access the collarbones, right? If the arm is long, then you're just in the shoulder joint. If the elbow's bent, you access the rotation of the collarbone. So that's why we keep them bent. Rotate the knuckles toward the top of the head and look up and look forwards. And you don't even have to look all that far up. And it's okay if your knuckles aren't all the way to the top of the head. You do what you can do. And then as you look forwards, uninterlace your hands and slowly bring the arms out to the sides and down like little wings. And now feel the breadth and the width of your chest. And notice where the weight is, whether you're sitting on your sit bones or standing on your feet. And just notice if it's shifted for you. For some people, there'll be a dramatic shift and others less so. But you just check in with yourself. And now try that again. Wiggle, refresh your stance, arms up, turn toward the top of the head with your knuckles, look up, look forwards. Arms out to the sides and down. And I'll show you a little bit. And again, check in with the sense of breadth across your chest, the weight dropping, the space between the bottom of the ribs and the pelvis. Notice if your belly feels lengthened. And I'll tell you what we're doing in this movement is as you bring your arms up, turn the knuckles, you look up. What you're doing by looking up is actually lifting the sternum. And then as you look forwards again, the distance between your chin and your chest has now changed from this, right? As we slouch, the distance is long here, right? We're slouching. And as we come out of that, oh, the chest comes up and forwards. And now this distance has changed. And that allows this little part of the base of the neck, right? The C7 to go backwards and down without arching the back. Because once we start to lift the ribs using the back muscles, again, adding contraction onto contraction, and it's impossible to maintain that, right? It's just adding a hold onto something you're already contracting, and it's impossible to just maintain, oh, I must stand up. We've been told this our whole lives, stand up straight, you must stand up straight. No one can maintain a position consciously. We don't have the bandwidth for it. So inviting your brain to sense the pattern without adding extra contraction is the trick. Super simple, arms up, look forwards again, arms out to the sides and down, and again, it'll naturally bring your ribs forwards so that the shoulders can hang in back. And you can't do this too many times a day. There was a time in my life I did this probably 50 times a day because I was meditating a lot. It's really important to have your ribs hanging over your pelvis when you're meditating. You can do it while walking, you can do it cooking dinner, you can do it in sitting at your desk, so many times during the day to help your brain retrain that pattern without adding extra contraction. And if you love these little videos, if you like these little tips and tricks, please check out my Feldenkrais Treasury, feldenkrais.treasury.com, with over 60 tips and tricks and hundreds of home programs you can do anytime with me, Zoe Birch. Thank you.